Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. Brethren, door on the scene, fisherman for Zion, coming back to you with another live stream. Give you milk, honey, and wine through these precepts. Um, and this morning, we're going to go over a brief topic, blowing the trumpet and sounding the alarm in regards to a little bit of prophecy that's going on in the earth. Salakia. Warning the nation and those of you that's coming into the truth about what's going on in the earth. And shalom, shalom to everybody that'll be tuning in, and everybody that'll watch the live stream through the spirit and power of the Most High. We give all praises to the Most High Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls the Most High God and His Son. They ignorantly call Him Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahweh Shah. Shalom to all of the mighty men, all of the elders that been in this truth, that has taught this truth to us through the spirit and power of the Most High. Shalom to the mighty men that teach. Shalom to the mighty men that's coming into this thing. They may not be teaching yet, um, but they're planning on it and they're getting their spirit right. Shalom to the daughters of Yasharala that's repenting and in this thing wholeheartedly, being keepers at home, wives, those that not married, they're keeping the commandments to the best of their ability. And shalom to all of those that are being born forth on this side. Shalom, shalom. And like I was saying, the title says, do not be deceived by Congress, right? Do not be deceived by Congress, right? For those of you that don't know, Congress held a hearing, right, yesterday in regards to the UFOs, right? Congress held a hearing in regards to the UFOs, right? And real quick, I'm going to kick it off with this precept right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 62. This is Isaiah chapter 62, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Yeah, it says, day nor night, yeah, that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, right? So we have to go over the prophecies. We have to go over what's been going on in the earth and in the world to restore and build up Jacob, right? So Jacob can be aware of what's going on, right? So that Jacob can understand the times that he's living in. So Jacob can be strengthened in his latter end, right? That's what this whole thing is about. Jacob being strengthened in his latter end, like it says in Genesis, the 49th chapter, right? That's literally what it says in Genesis 49, right? That Jacob would be strengthened, man, right? And the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American will be strengthened through the spirit and power of the Most High God, right? Let me get this precept real quick. In the book of Zephaniah, this is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 19, and it reads, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth. It says that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. Right? So the Lord told us that he would save us, man. Right? The Lord told us that he would save us in the time of trouble. Let me see if this. Right? So the Lord said that he would save us, man. Right? And one of the elements and the instruments that the Lord is going to save us by is the chariots of the Most High, right? Which the world ignorantly calls UFOs, right? They call them UFOs, and Congress is now holding meetings, right? Live meetings on live television, right? Telling you about UFOs, right? Now, what they're really telling you about is the angels of the Lord are real, right? In the Bible, you don't read anything about UFOs, okay? You read about chariots, which are salvation mechanisms for the children of Israel. Let's get the classic precepts first, right? This is the mighty book of Psalms, right? Chapter 104 and verse 3, right? And it reads, and everybody should know this verse, right? Because this tells you how the Lord is coming back, right? This is Psalms 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon wings of the wind. So chariots in the Bible, another word for chariots are clouds, right? Like in the book of Acts, the Lord descended up in a cloud, right? It's not talking about a literal cloud that brings forth rain, right? And hailstorm. It's talking about the angels of the Lord, right? That's how our forefathers parabolically wrote it, right? And these chariots were created pre-Genesis, right? These chariots were created pre-Genesis, just like Yahweh Shah was created pre-Genesis, right? Now it says, verse 4, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministering flaming fire, right? So the angels are spirits and they're the ministering flames of fire. And these chariots have always been on the earth. They're all accounted throughout the scriptures, right? Literally throughout the whole entire Bible. Let me get another precept real quick to show you that these chariots have always been with us, right? Let me find it real quick. This is the book of, where do I want to go? Bear with me. This is Judges chapter 13, right? This is the book of Judges chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse 3, right? Now, this is Manoah and his wife are about to have an encounter with a UFO, right? With a chariot, right? Now, check this out. This is Judges chapter 13 and verse 3. It says, and the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman, right? It's talking about his wife, right? And said unto her, behold, now thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, or eat any unclean thing. So the angel of the Most High had to come down from heavens to give instruction. The angels always do that, right? They did that with Moses. You understand? They did that with Mary and Joseph, right? They named Yahweh Shah. They told him to name that son he shall save, which is pronounced Yahweh Shah in the Hebrew. The angels always come down and give instruction, right? Because these are the ministering spirits of the Lord, like it says in Psalms chapter 104. Now, these chariots, these angels have always been coming down to give a message to the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? And they're doing the same thing in the end of the world. So check this out. It says, eat not any unclean thing, for lo, thou shalt conceive, right? It says, and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto the Most High from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Right? Verse 6, it says, this is Judges chapter 13 and verse 6. It says, then the woman came and told her husband, saying, a man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God, very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name. Right? So Manoah's wife saw this angel, and she described him as being very terrible. Right? She said, this angel, the Most High God, his countenance was very terrible. Right? So imagine you see something very terrible, something that you've never seen before, an angelic being, right? And it gives you a message. It literally gives you instruction on what and what not to do. You'll be afraid, man. You might pee on yourself, right? You might faint, right? You might pass out and give up the ghost, man, right? So our forefathers have always had encounters with angels. We've always had encounters with UFOs. And these are so-called black folk, as they say, right? That's being spoken to. Negroes, right? Latinos, Native Americans. Now I'm gonna jump down in the book of Judges to show you, because remember, Psalms 104. I'm gonna read Psalms 104 one more time. It says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers." This Psalms 104:3. "Who layeth the beams of his chambers and the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? Who walketh upon wings of the wind? Who maketh his angels ministering? Who maketh his angels spirits? His ministers of flaming fire." So the angels are referred to as ministers of flaming fire. Right now, going back to the book of Judges, this is the book of Judges, chapter 13 and verse 17, right? Watch this. "And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord," because after verse about 4 or 5, the angel of the Lord disappeared, and Manoah he wanted to encounter the angel, because the angel encountered his wife, right? And he could tell by her spirit that she was frightened, that she was serious. So he believed her. So he said, "Well, I want to see this too, right? You told us that we was going to bear a son, and don't give him any wine or strong drink, because he's going to be a Nazarite. It sounds like our seed is going to be a child of the Most High God." Right? So check this out. Verse 17, it says, "And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, What is thy name, that when thy sayings come to pass, we may do thee honor? And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret? So Manoah took a kid with a meat offering and offered it up upon a rock unto the Lord." Right? So Manoah got spiritual, man. Right? He really wanted to get this answer from the Lord. So he made a sacrifice, right? By offering up a kid, a young ram or bullock, right? So that the Lord can grant him what he's asking for, right? Which is this prophecy. It says, "And the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked up. This is verse 20, for it came to pass when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked on it and fell on their faces to the ground." Right? So the angel ascended up in a flame, right? That's what it's described as in the scriptures. Now, what is this flame? This flame is this, what is it called? An area, what's they call? They call it, starts with an A, like, I can't pronounce the word, but it's a vehicle, right? It's a vehicle that travels of the speed of lightning, faster than lightning, right? And our forefathers described them as flames, okay? And these are the UFOs. Now, I'm gonna go to this video real quick to show you. Is this screen recording on? All right, so this video right here is getting into what they doing at the Congress, right? So I'm gonna play this video real quick. Now it's entitled, right now, this is May 18th, which was so-called yesterday, 2020, so-called 2022, right? This is when they held this Congress meeting, right? So I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip. It says, "Congress hold UFO hearing, unveils never before seen videos," right? So let's play the video.
The lawmakers are now reasonably confident that these triangles correlate to unmanned aerial systems in the area. The triangular appearance is a result of light passing through the night vision goggles and then being recorded by an SLR camera.
But at the first congressional hearing on UFOs in 50 years, Pentagon officials admitting that most of what they call unidentified aerial phenomena remain unexplained. They also showed lawmakers this video captured by a fighter pilot with a cell phone that shows a metallic object that you might miss if you blink.
I do not have an explanation for what this specific object is.
Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence Scott Bray raising more eyebrows when answering this question.
Now, he says that he doesn't have an explanation for what this object is. Well, why you don't have an explanation, Esau? Right? Why are you lying to the people? Right? Why are you not telling them that these are the angels of the Most High? Okay. Well, we have an explanation. We know exactly what they are. Right? Let me get this precept real quick in the book of Zechariah, Salakia. This is the book of Zechariah, right? Because we know what these vehicles are. We're not gonna get on CNN and TV and lie to the people and tell them, well, we don't know what's going on. That's like somebody coming across the servants of the Lord and asking them about a prophecy or a Bible verse or what the Lord said and how do I get salvation, and then we just stand up there and say, well, we don't know. We don't have the answers, right? That's evil. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll, right? And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof was 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof was 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth. So we know exactly what that's talking about, right? When we see these videos that the people of the earth are capturing, you see it all on Twitter, right? If you go to YouTube and type in UFO chariot sightings, now you have to go to the filters. You have to go to the filters and type in most recent videos because due to Esau's craftiness, he's not going to show you the videos, all the videos that are on YouTube. You kind of got to dig for it, right? So, and I'm going to show you that after we finish watching this video. But the point is, we know exactly what these things are. So let me finish playing this video real quick.
There have been no collisions between any U.S. assets and one of these UAPs, correct?
We have not had a collision. We've had at least 11 near misses.
Defense officials testifying that there were at least 18 cases where they had data from multiple sensors showing objects that moved in ways that could not be explained, adding they would share more details during a closed-door classified setting. In the past, fighter pilots and former Pentagon officials have told us some of the objects were capable of instant acceleration and estimated speeds of well over 13,000 miles an hour.
Now, the committee says this could be the first of several hearings, with some lawmakers saying next they would like to hear directly from some of the pilots who have encountered those objects firsthand. Guys?
All right,
Wow.
guys, Schwartz.
Some of those UFOs must be from Long Island because I see 13,000 miles an hour in the LIE all the time.
Yeah.
So they're playing this live on CNN, right? They're playing this live on CNN. Now, let me show you real quick how to kind of get past Esau's craftiness, right? UFO chariot sightings. If I misspell something, Salaki, right? So I typed in UFO chariot sightings, right? Now, this is kind of what they're showing me. Right, you get these, proof is out. You just kind of getting these videos that, it's kind of vague videos. But now when I go to the filters, right, go to filter, I type in upload date, right? You see that? So these are the most recent videos. Right. These are videos that are posted by, regular people. So let's just click this real quick, right? Let me see. You know what's a good one to pick. Now, all these are recent, right? So let's click the first one 4 days ago. It only has 3 views.
Objects filmed over suburban Miami wink out and disappear within seconds of each other.
See that?
6.
So this is a regular person kind of filming this through the spirit. You know, they go outside, they look up, and they're like, "Well, what the hell is that in the sky?" Right? So if somebody asks, "Well, what is that in the sky?" I mean, how are you going to describe that? Right? How are you going to know what it is? Esau just said, "We have no explanation for what it is." But I'm gonna read it again. This is Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes, kind of like how this person is doing, right? And this is in Miami, Florida, right? Matter of fact, I think it was a song by a so-called rapper back in the day. He said, "I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead," right? He said, "I'm starting." I think the song was called "Geeked Up," right? By some Atlanta rapper. They used to make, you know, the music where you shake your head and while you got dreads, right? You brothers and sisters know what I'm talking about, that, you know, you used to be out there back in the world. But the rapper said, "I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead," right? And I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on until kind of recently, right? Kind of the spirit had me register that lyric, and I was like, well, okay, I know what was going on. I know what he saw, right? So Esau said he don't know what it is, but how would you describe that the same way Zechariah described it? Right? It says, "What seest thou?" And I answered, "I see a flying roll, and the length thereof was 20 cubits, and the bradle thereof was 10 cubits." Right? And that's about the size of a transit bus. Right? Now, these chariots come in different shapes and sizes. So this one here, I'm going to play it back one more time.
Out and disappear within seconds of each other. Six illuminated objects filmed over suburban Miami wink out and disappear within seconds of each.
You see that? So these things happen all the time, right? Let's see if we can find another good one, right? And I believe these are brothers that's reposting these and kind of showing you what's going on, right? Because it says UFO over French chariot of Israel. Now remember, again, what I did was I typed this in and then I hit filter. I hit filter and then I went to uploaded date, because remember, if you just type it in regularly, you're not gonna see these things. You got to search for it. You got to know what's going on. Just like the scriptures, you can't just read the Bible. You gotta know how to put the precepts together while this thing is here. So this is another video, right? You see that? Now this is in France. You see how they just stopped and disappeared? What the hell is that? Guess what? Those are the angels. Those are the angels. I'm going to say it again. Those are the angels. You see that? And the brother put a mighty precept. Whoever posted this, I'm going to read that precept real quick. It says, this is 2 Maccabees 5 verse 2, it says, and then it happened that through the city for the space almost 40 days, there were seen horsemen running in the air and clothed of gold and armed with laces like a band of soldiers, and troops of horsemen in array encountered and a running one against another, which shaketh the shields and the multitude of pikes and drawn of swords and casting darts and glittering of golden ornaments and harnessed of all sorts. Now, this is when the angels came and fought against those wicked, nasty Greeks, man. And the angels always came and helped Israel, man. So now I'm gonna play this video one more time. This is a mighty video. It's my first time seeing this one. It was posted a few weeks ago, right? So I'm gonna play this one again. Now, this is a regular person filming this. It was one big light and they separated into about 9 different elements, 10 different elements. See how it's moving like that? So, Jake, you have to know what the chariots of the Lord looks like. That's why I'm showing you these videos. You may have never seen one before. You may not have ever had a dream about one. The Most High may not have revealed it to your spirit yet. But the Lord got a lot of the men of the Lord going over this topic because this is what's happening in the earth, right? You're living in a time where the Lord is about to save his elect, and the salvation mechanisms are going to be by the angels. Now, did you see how the fire and the flames kind of just fumed up, like it said in the book of Judges, right? I'm going to read that one more time because you got to hone in on this, right? This is the book of Judges. This is the mighty book of Judges, right? Check out how your forefather described this, what do you call it? Aerial phenomenon, right? That's what they call it. But these are the angels of the Most High. So I'm going to read Judges chapter 13 and verse 18. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret? And Manoah took a kid with a meat offering and offered it upon a rock unto the Lord, and the angel did wondrously. And Manoah and his wife looked on, for it came to pass when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar that the angel of the Lord ascended in a flame of the altar. Now, what the hell did we just watch? We just saw a flame. I'm going to play it again. It's my first time seeing this video, right? Look at this. What is that? That is a flame, right? A lot of people think that this is a, what they call it? A damn, those rocks, man. They say rocks to be falling from the heavens, from so-called outer space. I can't even remember the terminology because it doesn't matter. It's not in the Bible. But this is the flame that Manoah and his wife saw in the book of Judges. Look at this. And then they stopped on a dime. Now, you should be afraid of something like that, it could stop on a dime. It's a flame, right? One of them is about to just appear out of nowhere. Watch. You see that? Just appeared out of nowhere. Did you see that one? Hold on. Right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? That's 9, right? Math is kind of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now watch in about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right? Did you see that? Now it's 10 of them. Right? Now, those are the flames that's in the scriptures. Right? That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. That's why the Lord said, I'm gonna go back to the book of where was I? Zechariah. I'm gonna go back to the book of Zechariah because later in that verse it said that Zechariah 5:1 it says, Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold a flying roll, and he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, the length thereof was 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof was 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Now, the reason it's the curse that go forth over the face of the earth is because this is the book of what do I want? I want Proverbs. I want the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 11. Right? Why did it say this is the curse that go over the face of the whole earth? It says, an evil man, this Proverbs 17:11, an evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. Now, the messengers are the ministering spirits, like it tell you in the book of Hebrews, the first chapter, verse 11 on down. And we know the ministering spirits are the angels pursuant to Psalms 104:3, right? So an evil messenger will be sent against you. Just like these are angels that are going to be sent against America. That's why Congress is going over this and telling you that these are UFOs. Yeah, meteor shower, right? The sister put it up, meteor shower. They tell you that it's a meteor shower. But no, these are the angels, man. These are the angels. That's exactly what it is. Now, the reason they're putting this information out there like that in these last days, let me remove this. Right? The reason that they're putting this information up here like that is because what they're going to do is they're going to try to deceive the elect, right? That's literally their job. They want to try to deceive the elect. Now, you can't be deceived, right? You cannot be deceived by Satan, right? Let me get this precept real quick. In the book of 2 Corinthians, right? Now, what do I mean by try to deceive the elect? They have something, Esau has something in his repertoire called deception, right? And it's also called predictive programming. Okay. Predictive programming is where they put something in your face enough times to where they can kind of get you to move and act a certain way or be acclimated or accustomed to a particular thing, right? Like, for example, they show you commercials with damn Mountain Dew on it. And then the person, they're drinking the Mountain Dew and they show you how they're drinking it. And they do like that, like as if it's, just a fresh breath, a breath of fresh air, as if it tastes so mighty, right? So next thing you know, it's, you watching this, and you're like, well, damn, like that's kind of, it put a spirit on you. Now you at the grocery store want to try Mountain Dew when Mountain Dew is clearly bad for you, right? Mountain Dew will kill you. Mountain Dew will kill you, right? So they use athletes and different people to get on these commercials to get people to get enticed by it, right? That's what they do. They want you to get enticed, right? So they have no choice but to expose of what regular people are seeing with their own eyes, which are the chariots. So that's why the Lord said this in 2 Corinthians. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. right? So you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices, right? And Satan, his devices are very subtle, man. His devices are very cunning and deep. So a lot of people are looking at this Congress. Hey, you even got brothers in the truth. Of course we get excited because we kind of know what's going on, but there's brothers in the truth that literally look at the videos that they're putting out and saying, well, okay, well, those are the chariots. Well, if you study the chariots, what they're showing you and what regular people are posting, what they see on their daily lives, those are two different accounts. Esau is going to show you some made up video or made up. He's going to act like it's a chariot when it's really not. Right. And Jake is coming into this thing and he's looking at, the news and seeing it. He was like, wow, so those are the angels of the Lord. Esau is not going to show you a real live angel on CNN, right? In the chariot sightings. He's not going to show you. He's going to show you a fabricated version of it, right? Just like how we saw in the first clip, man. What Congress put out, those were fake, right? You have to know, you have to be able to have discernment in this thing, right? If you come in, you have to pray for discernment, knowledge, and wisdom. All right, real quick, let me get this precept real quick in the book of Proverbs. You have to know what's going on, right? Many people got put to death for not knowing what's going on, right? So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 1. The proverb of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom, instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. So the point is, you want to have discretion, right? You want to be able to discern what's true and what's false. Esau's not going to give you the whole truth. They're having a whole Congress meeting and they telling you that they don't know what they're having a meeting about. I mean, what the hell? Why would you hold a whole Congress meeting and say, well, we're having a meeting about UFOs, but we have no explanation of the UFOs? That's evil. That's confusion, right? If the Congress was to get all of the elect mighty men of the nation of Israel, and we had a meeting about the so-called UFOs, we'll tell people straight up, hey, these are the chariots of the Most High God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right, these are the angels that are coming to save Negroes and Latinos and natives that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth for the rape, robbery, and enslavement that they did to the children of Israel, man. We would tell them straight up just like that, right? And they'll have to, they're going to have to, they're going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to deal with what we said, right? Or, what those men said, right, in that so-called scenario. Right. But the point is, you want to have discernment and discretion. Right. Because what they're going to do is they're going to fake the second coming of the Lord. Right. And they're going to be having people think that it's a chariot invasion because the chariots are coming back. It's going to be a lot of them. Right. Let me get this precept real quick in the book of Psalms. Right. I don't have precepts written down. I'm going through the spirit and power, right? The most I put on my spirit, make that video right now. So most I want is edifying for someone in the nation. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 17, right? Salaki. This is Psalm 68, Salaki. This is Psalm 68 and 17, and it reads, the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai and the holy place. So the chariots of the Lord are 20,000, even 1,000. 20,000 times 1,000 is what? Right? I don't know off the top of my head, right? Somebody can do the math. But the point is, it's a lot of them, right? Could be 1 million, right? Now, that's how many chariots are coming back with the Lord. It's that I'm going to read it again. It says the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands. of angels, right? So it said thousands. So it's no telling how many thousands, right? The Lord is among them as in Sinai, right? So the point is that's how the Lord is going to come back with these thousands of angels, like it says in Jude chapter 1 and verse 14 on down. Let me get that real quick. All right, let me get that precept real quick in the book of Jude. And also it says in Psalms 99, let me get Psalms 99 first. So like, right, this is Psalms chapter 99. Uh that's not what I want, right? That's not what I want. Right. I'm gonna get the book of Jude. This is the book of Jude. This is the book of Jude, chapter 1. Bear with me. It's the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 14. And it reads, Jude 1 and 14. It says, and Enoch also, the seventh of Adam, prophesied these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all and to convince all that are ungodly among them and all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and all of their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Now, really, this is talking about the so-called white man, because they've committed ungodly deeds. Like it says in the book of Revelation. Let me get this precept real quick. In the book of Revelation, chapter 11. Let me get out my other sword because this sword is kind of jammed up. This Revelation chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at verse 15. Right, this is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Right, talking about that last World War destruction. Right, World War III, Armageddon. Right, verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices of heaven saying, the kingdoms of the world are become the kingdoms of the Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. Verse 16. And the 24 elders which sat before the Most High on their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped the Most High, saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord Almighty, which art Salakia, which art and was the art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great powers and hast reigned, right? And the nations were angry, and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets. So the Lord is going to do what? He's going to destroy all of the wicked nations that has ever reigned on the earth. Those Egyptians, because those spirits are still here. The Roman Empire, the Assyrians, all of them, right? The Greco-Roman Empire, right? All those wicked nations, he's going to reward his saints that were slain and killed unjustly, right? It says, and to the saints and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, right? So we all know who destroyed the earth. The so-called white man destroyed the earth, right? A lot of people think the destroying the earth literally just goes into, throwing trash on the ground, right? That, destroys the earth too. We know the so-called white man puts chemicals in the ocean and stuff all in the heavens. It's plastic all in the heavens. The so-called white man did that. But really, he destroyed the earth by slaying innocent blood. Bloodshed is how you destroy and defile the earth. Like it tell you Numbers 35 and 33. So the Lord has to destroy them that destroyed the earth, right? Because that's what's written. Now, what precept was I at prior to that? Because there was another point that I wanted. It escaped me, right? But I'll get it back through the spirit, right? Lord willing. So you can't be deceived by what Esau is putting out there, because Esau knows these prophecies that he's going to get destroyed by the Lord. So Esau's plan is to fight against the Lord, right? That's his plan, right? Let me get that real quick in the book of Revelation. right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 9. Um, this is Revelation chapter 9 and verse, I'm gonna start at verse 18, right? Because the so-called white man is so proud that he's gonna try to fight against those vehicles that we just seen, that fire and flames. Esau thinks that he has the weaponry to fight against that, right? And he thinks that he's gonna win in that day, right? So this is why this is written. This is Revelation chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 17, right? It says, "And thus I saw the horses of the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and of brimstone." This is ICBM missiles in the Bible, right? This is John the Revelator giving you a description of World War III and Armageddon. Now he's seeing horses in a vision, and he says that he described them of having jacinth and brimstone, different elements and of how the structure is going to be built with these missiles, right? Like Russia has Satan 1 and Satan 2, and I'm led to believe that they have other weaponry that's in the vault that they're not going to tell you about that's going to wipe out the face of the earth, right? It says, "And the heads of the horses were like heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out their mouths." So the third part of men is going to be killed because the third is an elect amount. And the Lord has to wipe out the third because he has to leave a remnant so that they can be set for enslavement, right? Now, a lot of these remnant is going to be hiding in bunkers because they've been planning this for hundreds of years of the second coming of the Lord, and they're kind of some of them are kind of willfully going to save themselves for slavery. Really, it's Yahweh Shai, but chiefly they have plans on escaping this. That's why they're talking about a metaverse and they're talking about leaving Earth. That's why the so-called women is talking about this because they don't want to go into slavery, right? Now, it reads, verse 19. It says, "For their power," this is Revelation chapter 9 and verse 19. "For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt." So he's seeing these weaponry of war that these nations have, right? ICBM missiles, right? And it says, "And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of their works and of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols, gold and silver, brass and stone and wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murderers, nor," my Bible kind of jammed up when it get there, but it says sorceries, and it says, "nor of the fornication." So these nations are not going to repent for what they did, which is why the Lord is going to have to come and destroy them as well. And they're going to try to fight against Yahweh Shai, right? That's why when you read Revelation 17 and 19, it talks about the war between the land, or the war with the land, right? So the point is, the main reason why they're telling you about these UFO sightings now is for predictive programming, right? So that they can deceive people when they are going to put their so-called aeronomical or aerial, however you pronounce that name, they're going to make up fake chariots. That's the point. They're going to make up fake chariots and they're going to make up a fake Yahweh Shai, right? So you have to know the difference between what a real chariot of the Lord is and what a fake chariot of the Lord is, right? Now, I'm going to play these videos one more time to show you the difference between the two, right? Through the Spirit. I'm going to play these videos one more time. You got to pay attention, Israel, right? You got to pay attention because it's only so long that the Most High is going to give us the ability to see these things. Right. Let me just type in UFO sighting. Right now, watch this. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Yeah, like this right here. How long is this?
This revolutionary new device can remove up to 10 times more earwax than a...
All right. So I want you to pay attention to how. Just pay attention to what I'm about to show you, right? I'm gonna show you this video, or I'm gonna try to find a video of what they say is a UFO, and then I'm gonna show you a real UFO, right? Or a real
aerial
chariot of the Lord.
phenomena spotted by military pilots, or what most of us might call UFOs. So Congress is holding a public hearing on them
Right. What most of us call UFOs, but we call them the chariots of the Lord, right?
right now.
The angels.
And ABC's Martha Raddatz has all the details.
It was the videos that were impossible to ignore, and so were the witnesses. Released by the military in 2020,
Now you
hear
see this?
stunned
They're showing you this, but I mean, is that really a chariot?
Navy pilots off California's coast in 2015, wondering out loud what the heck they were seeing in the skies.
Look at this, man. Look at that. Does that look like a chariot to you? Now, some people might say, "Well, yeah, that's chariot. That's UFO." Well, let's keep playing.
Former Navy pilot
Now you saw that. We're gonna watch it one more time. One more time.
Former Navy pilot Ryan Gray, the heck they were seeing in the skies. Former Navy pilot
So that's what they show you, and that's what they tell you a chariot is. So now let's go to watch this. UFO chariot sighting. Now watch this, Israel. You see, I typed this in, and now I'm seeing, they're giving me multiple videos and things of that nature, right? You see how this right here, you see how that big ship right there is kind of described? That's not a chariot, right? I'm talking about this video right here, right? If you see where the mouse is, that is not a chariot. Now, I typed this in. I went to the filters. I'm going to the filters. I'm going to type in upload date, right? To get the most recent videos. Now I'm going to play this video right here that we've seen a little earlier. Where is it at? We just watched it. Where's the video that we watched earlier? Esau probably tried to take it down already. It might have been this one through the spirit.
Objects filmed over suburban Miami wink out and disappear within.
That's not the video that we seen earlier. Let me try to find it again. Right, where's the video that we seen earlier? Right, I have no idea where the video is that we seen earlier. That's off. Let me see. Is this it?
Objects filmed over suburban Miami.
That's not it either. Let me see. Let me go to the history. Okay, that's off. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna try to find a video that we seen earlier. But it is not coming up. Let's see. Did Esau take that video down already? Right? But hey, if you on this video, all you got to do is rewind, right? We screen recorded it. You might have to go back. But let's check this video out right here. Right? This 10 months ago.
Охренеть. НЛО на Минском. Дожили. Спасибо, батька. Что за херня,
Now, do you see how these move? It moves much different than that first video that Esau told you was a UFO. They move like elegantly. They disappear. They kind of do their thing.
21:37. И вот такая вот хуйня.
Right, you see it? They move elegantly. They move like chariots, man. They don't move like how Esau try to, put out there to tell you that they are. I'm gonna try to find one more good one. I really wish I could find that one that we saw, because that was my first time seeing that one. Let's try this one, right?
Yo, what are those?
AKA Chairs to the Most High. A brother posted this.
On the circle right
So check this out.
now. I said circa. Above circa. I said above circa. All right, I'll replay right.
You see how they
Where the lights
disappearing?
are? Look, they're disappearing. That was fucking weird. Right?
Super.
It was not moving. Not moving.
Now, this looks like another person that recorded from another angle. They saw the same thing, right? You see that? These are different clips of people that saw the same thing. And they kind of just hovering.
Holy crap, what the hell is that? Someone going right by you. What in the world is that?
All right, you see that?
I saw them just literally appear.
She said she saw it literally just appear, like out of nowhere.
Okay, they're back.
Right? But you can watch these on your own time. But the trick is, what you want to do is, when you go to YouTube, you type in UFO chariot sightings, and then you go to the filter. Right? Go to the filter, and then put in you put in you could do this month, you could do the last hour, but really you want to find the newest videos, right? Sort by uploaded date, right? That's going to give you the most recent uh viewings, right? That's what it's going to do. It's going to give you the most recent viewings, right? This is the last one we're going to watch, Through the Spirit. Now, this type of stuff, I don't know if that's real. I'm not really sure. Now, I seen a lot of UFOs. I seen a lot of chariot sightings in Ukraine when that war kind of first kicked off. You got to kind of be on it because Esau take these videos down. Now that looked like two chariots kind of just, doing a thing, visiting the earth. I don't know if you could see them, but those are white lights. One right there, one right there. Look like three. Maybe more. Yeah, they kind of just popping up out of nowhere. But yeah, you can watch these. You can watch these videos on your own time. Now go back to the beginning and look at that first video when we originally did this, and watch how those lights that were flames of fire, look how they did. Right? Look how they were doing a thing. Now I'm gonna go to this precept in the book of Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse um, 22. It says, it's the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. And this is what Yahushua said. It says, and except, this is Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, right? So the Lord is shortening the days, right? That's why it seems like time is speeding up and things of that nature, because the Lord wants to save you, right? So we have to warn our people to don't be deceived by what Esau is going to be putting out there, but know that the chariots of Yahushua is coming for you, right? So you got to get in tune with the Spirit, in tune with the Most High. Read these prophecies on how the chariots act and what they do, right? So that you don't be bamboozled by Esau and his false flags, right? Verse 23, it says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not, right? It said, believe it not. So when all hell break loose and people tell you that, oh, well, I seen a chariot over here and, I seen Yahushua, crack the sky. Esau may do a fake cracking of the sky, and it may be a so-called black face, man, with a beard. And you may think that it's Yahushua. Whole time you may walk up to it and it's Esau throwing you in a FEMA camp. So you got to be aware of these things, right? It said, believe it not. Verse 24 says, for there shall rise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect, right? So, hey, you don't be deceived, right? Do not be deceived, right? Pray and fast that the Most High has a chariot waiting for your salvation, right? In the day of trouble, right? I'm going to read this closing precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 19. And it reads, and I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Right? Stay strong, Yasharala. Don't be deceived. Keep watching and praying like how Yahushua said. And with that, I say shalom.